7:03 right now. Overnight, China hit the U.S. with another round of tariffs.
And this comes as the global trade war largely narrows down to two countries. Bill Keller is live in the newsroom with the very latest. Bill, good morning.
Good morning. In fact, after a week of escalating tariffs, President Trump has announced a 90-day pause on tariff hikes. It's a move that will give most countries a chance to negotiate trade deals with the U.S., something Trump says was always part of his strategy. The pause on reciprocal tariffs is a step back from the president's harsh stance that sent the markets plummeting over the past week. Trump says more than 75 countries have already reached out to negotiate trade solutions, but there is one notable exception, China. Instead, that country responding with its own 84% tariff on U.S. imports. So while the rest of the world is getting a 90-day reprieve, Trump is raising China's tariff to now 125%, a move he expects will eventually lead to a deal between the world's two largest economies.
But they're all calling, how do we do this? They all want to make a deal.
You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers.
Now, the pause on tariffs came as good news for investors, sending stocks surging on Wall Street. The Dow climbed nearly 3,000 points. The Nasdaq and S&P also had their best days in over a decade, but all three have been struggling with a 2% loss since the tariff announcement last week. Futures, by the way, also have been struggling this morning as well. Meanwhile, all of this economic uncertainty has Delta Airlines warning its investors. Delta, the largest carrier at MSP, is a major economic force here in our region. On Wednesday, Delta said it will cut its profit goals for the rest of the year, but can't say by how much. Now, as for the president's pause on these tariffs, it applies to most countries that did not retaliate. This morning, the European Union says that that bloc of 27 countries will put its counter tariffs on hold for 90 days as well. We'll see how the markets respond when the trading begins. The bell's at 8:30 this morning. Back to you guys.
All right, in just about an hour and a half, so we will keep an eye on that. Thank you, Bill.
Time now is just turning 7:06. Here are some of the other stories making headlines at this hour. China is issuing a warning to its citizens in the midst of this trade battle. China's Ministry of Culture and Tourism urging Chinese citizens to stay cautious and fully assess the risk of traveling to the U.S. The ministry also warned students planning to study abroad in the U.S. to be wary of the safety risk.